Once you have your pieces wired, you want to go back and make sure you clip your seam allowances where you have curved edges. So we've clipped the inner portion of the brim here, and now that we've whip stitched this wire onto the crown, we've clipped those edges as well. And that's why it's important, if you were stitching by machine or you're stitching by hand, that you're not going too far past the edges of the wire so that you can then clip and bend these pieces back. So now we're going to start to assemble the pieces of the buckram. We're putting the side band on top of the brim, and we're pushing that seam allowance to the inner edge, getting everything to line up the best that we can. And we can get some pins out to adjust. So make sure your center back lines up, that your side markings line up. We'll push this forward as well. So now we've got that in place, and we can go in and we can hand stitch this seam allowance to the side band now that it's all in the right spot. We'll do the same thing with the crown pieces and place them on the top of the hat. And you'll want to tuck that seam allowance into the side band so that the side band is smooth around the outer portion, and those little tabs of your seam allowance. That's better that way. There we go. Sometimes it takes a moment to get it adjusted the way that you want it. Just so we're clear that the side band is smooth and that all the seam allowances are to the interior as we're pinning this, and then we'll begin sewing that in place.